Hello, welcome to my show. My name's Patrick. I had a dream last night, almost like a nightmare, but it was one of my viewers was betting on the football as a result of some of my divination, in particular the physical. This physical works. I do it for a lot of dangerous situations, and it's come through. And it's a quickie. It's a quickie to access your internal. But for the NFL and football games, I think the dream is kind of telling me, like I said before, I should just pass and not do it. And it's been like the last 18 months, it hasn't been that accurate because it doesn't want me to do it. And I said that in my dream. I said it's inaccurate. But for entertainment sake only, let's go get a quick look at it. And the good news is, so I'm putting that aside. I'm not going to do any more NFL stuff. And that probably is the issue. And a Christian lady somewhere else, she gets her visions. And I was interrupted, sorry, part 2. So anyway, this gal, she had her vision and she saw evil, a big evil coming. And it's very similar to when I had 5 months ago, where you remember, I don't get a lot of them, but I always remember them. I get one that this is it for the year or the next 2 months, And in this particular one, I was putting on the body armor. You remember that? And seeing it was like a calling of all the evil agents, the little dots, and they're all coming together, and it was getting bigger and bigger, the black space of evil that was coming for the coming battle. And then when I went over to the horizon, I saw a huge one beyond your imagination of evil. And I said jokingly, but it's not a joke, I was just saying jokingly, we're dead. I thought we could win, but now I'm looking at it. And that's sort of what we're all looking at now. And she got the same. The evil is gathering for a mother of all battles. And that is what's coming up. We still have that. The good thing about last night's Super Bowl game was that it was... I really wanted Kansas City to win. So that's why I was disappointed. I was going, I was doing this thing and it said San Francisco. San Francisco's Lucifer. And it turned into that. It wasn't always that way. And this culture, this thing of tolerance, this laissez-faire city was always like that. It's not this thing of free heroin needles, free drugs, people pooping in the streets. The technology taking over the country there from Silicon Valley, this juggernaut, this bars, all of them are really bad for the country. And that's our battle. Can we fight free expression? And the young people are just, propagandized with really bad stuff. They really don't know. But if they could fast forward in their life to like age 50, they would change their minds completely, and see what would happen. So that's all. I'll just try to stay away from the sports games and stuff. I did, there's a lot of changes that have been taking place in the last week. Joe Biden is actually slipping in the ethers. He's down to 50% chance, because they're saying the communist, who is, what's his name? The guy who hates America, the little short union organizer, Sanders, he said he's moving up. He might win. These things aren't important. These little small. The bigger primaries are down the street, and but Biden is down to 50%. He was 75% for a long time, even with all this corruption charges coming. But it looks like it's beginning to stick. And the Democrats are looking around for a replacement, and they don't want Sanders. So if they don't find someone, there's Biden. They're going to be stuck with Biden. And so 50% is just that. It's a flip of the coin. It could go either way. Just 4 weeks ago, he was going to win. He was going to sail through all these corruption charges. But things are beginning to stick. Anyway, the good thing I wanted to say about the the game. I didn't watch it. I watched a couple plays, and then I walked through and saw 5 seconds, and I saw all the pole dancing. It was all sex. It was this Lucifer stuff, and that I expected that. I didn't want to watch it, so I didn't. Kansas City is middle America. It's the old value system. It won. It beat the Luciferian giant San Francisco. San Francisco was favored to win the game. Very, very talented. Probably one of the best football teams ever. They had a really good defense. They have a really good offensive line to protect. I mean, it's really phenomenal. And they got that. Maybe someday we'll do something on the super soldier. That's who these quarterbacks are. Brady, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning. Those are more. They've been altered in their life, their consciousness at a very, very young age. And some of them actually have bionic kind of stuff in them. They have chips in them. And in this, the San Francisco quarterback falls under that category. The Kansas City quarterback, Patrick Mahoney, or Mahomes, I don't know. He's a human being, 100%. He's a 100%. He has a personality. You see him smiling. He's a good guy. He's really a good guy. And he defeated the guy who had the super soldier. And I don't want to go too far into it, but the other guy, during the game, their consciousness shifts and another being comes in. And almost 100%. And that's why they're so good. And they elected this in their life to do this. Now, some of them, they had some really big burnout quarterbacks, like one from USC. They did all this stuff with growth hormones and everything when they're young, knowing that if they become a super quarterback in the NFL, you can make literally hundreds of millions of dollars. So the reward is really big. And that's kind of all I wanted to say there. These guys are victims. It wasn't their choice. It's like all the transgender actors in Hollywood. They really are victims. But they're spreading this stuff themselves. So somehow this has to stop. It has to be removed. And I don't know what kind of healing you can give to these people. The transgender thing is just off the wall. When I do it, you won't believe it. An associate of mine, he had a dream, and there's a Republican congressman that's really well known as transgender. And then there's I'm not going to say it because it's not important. What's the other one? I think the Democratic senator from Arizona is transgender. I think it's a man, and she said she was bisexual. No, she's a man dressed in women's clothes, and this is the reason they do this. This is Lucifer. This is Lucifer, or Satan. And as Enoch says, well, it's the same entity. One becomes the other. Could you show me? I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to measure something. Let's forget it. No measuring today. It's really good omen for the United States that Kansas City won. They defeated the technology, the corn growers, the wheat growers. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Kansas City, it's right in it's in the food belt, and they grow tremendous amounts of food for the country, old technology, and it's about family values defeating transgenderism in San Francisco. That's real. And it's all the issues about freedom. It's about the Bill of Rights, your freedom to speak, your freedom to be yourself, and stop spreading all this hate. And the hate in the, I just wanted to do it. So I go and get 5 minutes of pregame, here and there, because I want to get a feel for what's going. And it was awful. It was all these things they're shoving down our throat as a culture. And essentially, we have changed. I mean, the culture has changed. And I do think if you are not aware of this, you're going to have a difficult time when it's reset. We're going to reset the money. We're resetting the schools. We're resetting the entertainment. A lot of these people will go to jail. So slowly, the people are going to say, you're going to have to pick. you're going to have to pick. And hopefully we can get through this quickly. And if we don't do it, actually the divine hand will intervene and really crush all of us in a way. So we have an opportunity. And I wanted to say something about all these predictions. Some people are like Edgar Casey. He predicted California would fall into the water. Remember, Casey was a long time ago, and he was on a particular timeline. And when I go look at that timeline, we're no longer on it. All right, that's what you know. We only have 1/3 of his timeline is present. The other 2/3 will not occur. But Casey was 100% right. We are just not on his timeline right now. And we have opportunities to change our destiny as well. And just like San Francisco should have won, nope, we're on the timeline where Kansas City won. And that's why I feel optimistic that maybe we can just kind of crunch through the next 10 months and get through this, because it's going to be very trying. Just put your body armor on and be ready. Okay, thank you very much. And I hope you guys didn't bet on the game last night. You can't control those things, and it's going to be what it is. And I should probably just stop doing professional games and things. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.